Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, Herd37. So in our last flight, we went from Osaka, did that crazy little approach into Hong Kong, which ended up being worse than I actually thought. When I actually watched the replay, I was like, damn, that wasn't as near as good as I thought. But anyway, we're going to be flying on this flight out of Hong Kong and go on down to Kuala Lumpur, like I said we were. And there's 3 jobs going down there, so it's going to pay... what is that? Well over $1 million. So I think it's well worth it. And I've got some scenery for it, Kuala Lumpur. And so let's go ahead and we'll do this flight. All 3 of them. I've already got them all loaded up. Into our plane's 83 because that stupid overspeed. Delete that. I'm not sure why that was in there. Alright, all of 3 of them loaded up. We got about 1,000 miles worth of extra fuel, which should be pretty good. I'm not sure exactly how far it was with the star in there. It shouldn't be too much more. There is no SID. We're not using a SID. So we'll go ahead and fly, do a day flight, and let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are in Hong Kong, right where we left off, of course. Really well done flight Tampa. It's kind of actually rather old now. Let's see if we can get this startup control ease style. I've been having some problems with it, doing it this way. I hope it starts up correctly. But I don't think it's going to. Probably have to go redo some stuff when we do the load manager again. I'm not sure why we're having these kinds of problems. Let's see if PMDG sounds is not back. It's got to be because I put the sound files in there, the sound down. It's recognizing that somehow. It sounds like one of the engines is spoiling up, but I'm not seeing that. Yeah, I like this. It's probably not going to work. Probably have to redo it myself. Alright, but anyhow, let's go to the FMC. Alright, we're at VHHX here in Hong Kong. VKKX? No. That's not what I meant to do. VHHX. Taking off on runway 13. And VHHX and Kuala Lumpur WMKK. WMKK. I don't know why that took that off. Let's see if I can do that again. There we go. Activate. Execute. Alright, let's go over to departure and arrivals first. Runway 13, we're not going to use a SID, so that's fine. We're going to be landing on 14 right. I don't know why we have Y and Z. I never understood that. And it's got ILS 15. I only saw 2 runways, so they're both like 13,000 feet long too. So, very long runways. Our star will be Kikal, K-I-K-A-L, whoops, 3. 14 right. And a transmission of VBA. That's nice, it's the only one available. Let's go over to flaps. Oh, what am I doing? I was doing flaps. I'm gonna go ahead, I'll do one thing right now. We're gonna go to 32,000 feet. We are fairly heavy. But I'm going to go over and do the fuel manager. Be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back. I got everything loaded. I'm just setting up the plane. And yes, I'm not doing this completely correctly. I know that. I'm just trying to get this thing started up. So go ahead and hit the fuel. Alright. I'm not sure why I'm having all these problems. The fuel is in. We'll carry 10 in reserves. Cost index, as always, we just use 7.5. Hope y'all can see that. 32,000 feet, like I said. We won't. Let's do 5% derated takeoff, I guess. We're in a crowded area, I guess. Flaps of 10. Alright, get our V speeds. 6.0 on the trim. Get right down here. Oop, a little far. Alright, V2 is 183. Let's move this down. And I heard the number 2 come off, so we'll go number 1. Just waiting a second on it. I can never remember. I think, is it 12 or 16, something like that, when you hit the fuel? They're on the, was it N1? N2. Alright, you can hear 1 spooling up. So we need to get the window heat on. Trim air. You can see the yaw damper is not working because we don't have, we gotta do the, align this ourselves. So we'll turn these off. Once back over to nav and then back over to align. Actually, I think I can't remember if I was supposed to do that first or not. Do this first before you put in a line or not. I think this is correct. You put them in a line, do that, and then we'll switch it back over to nav. Auto start off. Continuous ignition is on. I don't think that really matters, but we'll put it over like that. Alright, these things are supposed to align within 15 seconds. That's how I've got it set up. 0+ minutes. Let's see if they'll go ahead and give it to me. It's been a while since I've started this up manually. Alright, it looks like everything's working. Oh, we gotta turn the yaw dampers on. Boom. And everything should work. Alright. So, we have got to do our pushback. I'm not exactly sure. I think we can just... Yeah, we can go put our tail this way and make our way over to the runway. I think we can cut... I think we cut through there. I think that's how we get over there. Alright, so parking brake is off. Start the pushback. I'm going to move this to 32,000 feet. Hope we don't hit anything back there. Still have a little bit to do to set up the FMC, by the way. Gotta go over to the legs and everything. Alright, 32,000. Heading of the runway is 136. So we will set that up as well. Alright, we gotta hurry up real quick. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it because we gotta stop our pushback. Yeah, we had a little time. I'll just wait till it's over though. I don't want to really hit anything. See that? If that's our taxi line, like how could the wings not hit that? I don't get that. I mean, the wings on these planes have got to be huge. Like, I feel like I want to stop it right here. And so I will. Alright, stop there. Let me put the parking brake back on. Go finish setting this up. As you can see, we have one discontinuity there. VBA. There we go. Is that the hold? That's gonna go down here to hold at Dumas. Alright. Let's see. Runway. Let's get the approach speed in there. That will of course come down. Sometimes it gives me that program error lately when I do that, and I'm not sure why. So let's go back. Wow, are you gonna kid me? It's gonna kick back both those out? Yeah, it did the other one too, huh? Oops. 14 right, 177. See, we're coming in way too hot. This needs to be at 200 there. I guess 240 is doable. We can get down there. Alright, so that's in. Taxi light on. Arm the flight directors. Arm LNAV and VNAV. And we will get to taxiing. Parking brake is off. Let's go on over. We are a heavy plane. Full, not quite full of cargo, but close. And we had a little bit left room as well for fuel, but... So we're not completely loaded down, but close to it. And I love the buildings in this scenery too, especially if you think about how old the scenery is. I mean, this scenery is, what, 2006, 2007, something like that, I believe. I could be wrong, actually. But it is rather old. I mean, it looks so great. And all those hand-placed buildings, man, it's just... They're spectacular, I think. A little bit of flash in there. I wonder if I used buffer pools, would that help? I'm kind of happy that I'm back in DX9. I think DX9 for me just works better, especially because the anti-aliasing. Like with DX10, I wasn't very happy because you can't use NVIDIA Inspector to handle the anti-aliasing when you're in DX10. I just felt like it didn't. Anti-aliasing with DX10 just wasn't as good. It gave me those jagged edges, and I really did not like that. Alright. I'm not sure... So is this the end of the runway? Pretty much. It pretty much is. Alright everybody, gonna have to cut into this video. I had to cut in last time when we took off from here. I had to cut into this. But I was having a problem with the auto throttles again early on in the flight, so I went ahead and stopped it. Gave me an overspeed and everything again. Let's put these in auto. Rejected takeoff. Turn on the TCAS mode above. Alright, I didn't have my taxi light on. Just I didn't have anything on. I was trying to get this thing started up quick again, get over to the runway. Alright, so everything over here is good now. Everything that's on should be on. Let's move on to the runway, because you can see it started raining now. You can see the clouds. Alright, everything is the same. Still have the derated takeoff and everything like that. Let's go ahead and enter the runway. Get lined up real quick. Turn on the flight director. This one as well. Oh, I had to let go of the joystick. Alright, we'll do a rolling takeoff, I guess, because we're already moving. Alright, hit toga. Sitting a little high in the cockpit. I got an EZDok. I hate you. I love you, but I hate you.
80 knots.
Yeah, I fixed my sound a little bit too. Apparently when you change some of the settings, it messes with your sound too. I know it did that with the texture max load and stuff, but it's messing with my sound devices as well.
V1.
Get that fixed.
Rotate. V2.
Alright, positive rate. Gear up. You can see all those cargo ships. I guess nowadays where that runway is, they've put in like a cruise ship terminal. They're putting in like apartment buildings and stuff like that. So we can't use autopilot yet because there are mountains around us. As you can see on the, well, I don't know if you can see it now, but if you increase the range, it cuts back to the right, so we need to fly straight ahead for just a little bit. Then I'll click on the autopilot. We'll go around. Alright, that's probably about high enough, about 2,300 feet. Yeah, we're clearing those mountains. Go ahead and hit the autopilot. Let me get to flaps to 5 and we'll take a look outside. Flaps to 5. Oh, you can't even see it anymore. Shame. Yeah, our approach, when we were doing the approach live, it felt alright, but watching the review, it was crap. Although that was, like I said, like the third time I think I had done that. So working on it some more, maybe make a video on it or something. Alright, well, we're well on our way, and since it's so rainy and we're in the clouds, can't really see anything. So I'll go ahead and speed it up and be back in just a bit. Alright everybody, we're just about at 8,000 feet here. Running at 2x on our speed. I'm going to go ahead and put out a notch of flaps, out to 1. We decrease our range here. We're extremely close. I don't want to change my view, although I'm going to have to reset this thing anyway. We're very, very close. So we're supposed to be down, alright, 240 at this waypoint. Then we're supposed to go down to 200. Down to our final speed. We do need to go down here because we have to find out our final speed. 166. Alright, let me fix my view. Whoops, wrong way. That's not too bad right there. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the auto throttles and start bringing our speed down. Arm the speed brakes and spoilers. Alright, the speed's coming down. We're about 15 miles away from the runway. It says we need thrust, I don't care. Flaps go to 5. We're already supposed to be at 200 at the FMC, so I don't know why this is always like this. You know, we got to hit the localizer. I believe that's the left runway over here, and clear on the other side is ours. Whoa, our speed just dropped like crazy because we leveled out. Wow, like the plane just leveled out completely. Because we are too high, as you can see from the glide slope and from this over here. Man, oh day. It just seems like we're supposed to be so much slower. Flaps to 10, hit the approach hold. Alright, we're less than 10 miles out. I'm going to drop the gear. Flaps to 20. Man, that plane leveled out.
2,500.
Totally threw me off. Alright, speed is coming down. Which I believe is 166, so we really need to be around 171. Flaps to 25. Everything looks good. We're getting a little slow there. Move to the center notch on the joystick. Flaps to 30. We're still slow with those that last
1,000.
All right, we're getting a little high here.
500. Approaching minimums. Minimum 100.
Go off to the left.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20,
Hard.
10.
I'm sure we hit hard. No, it says it was okay. So I can't hear the reversers. I don't know what's up with that. Man, did we ever... It felt like we were just... I was going to say it felt like we were flying in. Of course we were flying, but... Man, that seemed extremely quick. I mean, it was a lot quicker than normal. I mean, it was, what, 166? We were supposed to be at 171. We usually were, like, around 130s, 140s. You can see, when we had the full flaps down there, the damage speed was just a little bit above that, so there's kind of a fine line there. I'm trying to get... Still need some speed to get over this thing. Alright, there we go. Trying to get off the runway a little better. See Malaysia Air. I believe this is by Asian... FSX, like Asian Airport Sceneries or something like that. Some company like that. set up ATC. We went to, oh, gates. I went to 14 right because it was closest to the parking when I looked at it. That sucks. Turn off the landing lights, turn on the taxi. Strobe it. This is the strobe, yeah. Strobe's off. Oh my goodness, you know what? We were at 2x. Oh my goodness, that's another reason it looks so fast. No wonder it felt so fast. Oh my god. Turn on the progressive taxi. Oh, I totally forgot because I always usually turn it off right when I start talking, but we were still a little far away, so I went to 2x and I forgot to turn it off. No wonder it felt like we were coming in so damn quick. Idiot. I should have checked that. Although, like I said, normally I've already got it at normal speed. That's crazy. I think that's literally the first time I've ever landed like that. It just felt like we were rocketing in. Because it was twice as fast as it was supposed to be. Oh well. At least we didn't damage the plane. If I'd done that and damaged the plane, I'd be really pissed at myself for doing that. Well, it looks like we were alright in the end. Yeah, see, here's the parking area right there. I chose 14 right instead of left because the parking was so close. So if there's a cut over here, that's where we're going to go because that's the parking area and that's where a cargo plane. So technically, we're supposed to be in the parking, not the gates. I go to both, I know, but technically it is supposed to be parking. It looks like there's a cut over there, so we'll go ahead and go over there. Oh, somebody else coming in. Looks like a small plane. By the way, we got another overspeed. It's really annoying because I don't know when it... I think... Is that thing taking us over there? No, it's taking us on over, isn't it? I think. You know what? We'll just park right here at this one. Yeah, the overspeed line, it only happens at certain times, like during the weather injection. It only seems to happen once per flight when it does happen. And it had us, like, it said we were going like over 400 knots, and it only happens for a second, then it goes back down and corrects itself. But I don't understand. It's because we're at 4x. If you do normal flight, at normal speed, it doesn't happen. I'm not sure if you're at 2x, I'm not sure what happens there, but at 4x it seems to happen quite often. You could lower your... We're only doing a cost index of 75. Which usually, you know, but if it's going to flip up to 400, over 400 knots, you're going to get it no matter what cost index you're using, because you're going to be up there so fast. Here's the cargo area. I hate listening to them. Alright. Cut the fuel. Turn these lights off. I'm gonna go up here. No external power? Really? Alright. Well, let's go ahead and move on over to air hauler and get paid. Alright. Go ahead and unload this stuff. Over $1 million for that. That's pretty nice. I can't believe we were landing at 2x. That was crazy. It was an okay landing. Amazing. Figured if I'd have done that, I would have really screwed something up. And air hauler gets slower and slower, it seems like. I wonder if it's a 32 or 64-bit program. It really feels like 32, like loading jobs when it's generating jobs, I should say. It just takes forever. Alright. Close out. Come on. Come on. Sweet. There we are. We'll check out the finances. I don't show all the finances all that often anymore. And I should. We're at 526 million, net worth of 2.26 million. Don't really care about the monthly overs. I played like 5 or 6. It's not that much because we own everything. Yeah, 4.9. Yeah, but I don't know what we'll do next. Kind of want to. We've got planes everywhere. Ready for us to try some stuff. We were already RJBB. We might take that DHL, that 747 out of St. Martin. I've got one at Denver, one at JFK. Check where the MD-11s are. Not sure where that is. That's Vienna. I've got a new Vienna. We'll probably take one out of there. I believe that's Havana, Cuba. Don't have any scenery. I don't know if anyone's ever made scenery for that. I can't remember if that's Cedar Rapids. I can't remember where that is. No scenery for it. And that Martin Air of Bozeman, we took that into Bozeman. Might do another flight in that. Because I like those MD-11s. Then we'll start moving over, back, trying out different planes like the Dash 8, some other planes like that. But that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next flight.